Welcome back to the Webby O'Neill channel. It's match preview, Manchester United versus Brighton. We're also going to take a look at Erik Ten Hag's press conference. You get involved in the chat and we will discuss some of your comments throughout today's video. Now, first of all, he was asked about Jadon Sancho, which Ten Hag completely swerved the question. But he did allude then on to discipline standards at Manchester United. And I'm going to read a little snippet out here for you all out there. Strict lines is what the club asked me because there was no good culture before I entered last season. So to get good standards, that is what I did. It's my job to control the standards. Go on, Erik Ten Hag. I absolutely loved that. What was your thoughts?
It was powerful. Absolutely powerful, clear. Let the media, let the players, and most of all, let the fans know what had gone on before he arrived here. And it was an absolute crap show what was going on. This club, right, was on its knees. They told him, I want you to set the standards. Get the standards back at this club because it's been a shambles. And that's what he's done. And he's in charge. To me, clearly, he has all the power. He's setting the standards. He's dealing with it all. And that's it. The manager rules number one. You do not fight against the manager or you're out. And that's what's happened.
Do you get a sense, though, that the majority of this squad are on board with Erik Ten Hag as well?
No, this squad is definitely on board. He's turned around today, some point in the press conference, said they're all motivated, they're all ready, they're all training well. That's what he wants. He's mentioned Maguire. Maguire there thinks he's excellent. So he must be doing all the training, all the right things, but he just can't get in the team.
Well, I will actually read the quote out of what he said about Harry Maguire. And he did say, I have said many times it is disrespectful, doesn't deserve it. He is a great player. Gives great performances. It is crazy, but how it works. Harry has to block this with good performances. Now, he was obviously discussing that through what went on between England and Scotland the other night, but also what goes on and around social media as well towards Maguire.
Yeah, well, he mentioned Maguire doesn't deserve abuse. Well, he shouldn't deserve abuse. You put a shirt on, whether it's for your country or your club, you don't deserve abuse. You're going out there to play football, to do your best. Harry Maguire has only got a certain standard of football, and that's deteriorated, in my view. But the abuse, no, clearly not, and it's not acceptable.
Yes, some great positive news. What come out of that press conference was Lisandro Martinez. It was being reported through the week that it'd be a doubt for this game, but he confirmed that he's fit and ready to play against Brighton.
Yeah, I thought he would play. I thought he didn't play in the internationals, 2 games, but he was over there training. And I think the Argentina and Man United, they've had a little chat. Get him out there, get him with the international team, but don't play him, don't risk him because we need him. We've got 3 games coming up in 7 days, and it is a tough week for Man United. And when you look at Martinez there going off against Arsenal, I thought he was out for a while, and I was also shocked that he went to the international. But I think the club and Argentina have worked together. Him coming back is a great boost because him and Lindelof together work well. So that's good. Tough week, tough player, and he's back.
Yeah, we are going to get onto the Manchester United versus Brighton game very shortly, but I'm just going to dive into the chat. G Art says, got to let Ten Hag establish his standards, just like Fergie did before him. And he's totally right there.
Yeah, well, the club have given him carte blanche. It's down to you here now. The rules, set the rules, we back you. So any player power has been kicked right out. These players, as in the past, have just like run amok. And I've said that many times. They don't run amok here. He set the standards. These are the rules, and I'm telling you, you're out if you mess me about. And the club have to back him up, and they've let him set the standards, and they will back him to the hill. So when it comes to like the incidents of Jadon Sancho, no, there's no apologising here. You're getting punished, simple as, because you broke the rules.
Yeah, diving back into the chat again, Tiny Pixel says, Erik is the boss. The fact that he knows what he wants and won't back down, I have to admire it. Given our player power issues in recent years, totally agree with that. And there has been big problems with player power at this club.
Yeah, big problems. Player power, and he's dealing with it and will continue to deal with it. What I liked about Erik Ten Hag today, when he came to the press conference, he looked confident, he looked strong, he didn't look under pressure. There was a smile on his face, and he dealt with the media. He knew what was coming, and I think he relished it, and he just batted any question away, what he didn't want to answer, and moved it on, and then came to the crunch. And the crunch is all about Man United. This club was on its knees, according to him. He didn't say them words, but he knew From what
Well,
I
Erik
took,
Ten Hag's holding this club up from the foundations on his shoulders, in my eyes. He's the one positive. With few of the players as well in the squad
Yeah.
here at Manchester United at the moment, with everything that's going on around at boardroom level and at the top.
well, he's telling you how big a job he had to do. Never mind getting the team to play football, what he had to do within the club with players, get them gelling and get those out, the deadwood as we call it. And there's still deadwood there, and he knows it, and he can't get rid of him for different reasons. Now, some of these players don't want to leave, but he can only deal with it, right, because of contracts, and certain players won't go. But he will deal with it. And while you're here at Manchester United, you will follow the rules. And it looks like Harry Maguire, Donny van der Beek and all that are following the rules. It's just that Jadon Sancho just doesn't seem to care.
Yeah, diving back into the chat, Clint says, shout out from Cape Town, South Africa. Love Erik Ten Hag and this channel. Thanks for joining us, my mate, and everyone else out there. AD says, hopefully he'll play Pellistri on Saturday, and that's going to bring me to the game on Saturday. That's a big question.
Yeah.
And, you know, for everyone out there that's been discussing on the channel in the comments, who's going to play on that right-hand side on Saturday?
I want Pellistri to get game. But I don't think it'll be in this one. I think when you look at the front forwards, it's got to be, to me, for my opinion, Garnacho. I think Rashford will go on the right, and Højlund will make his full debut, which I'm really looking forward to. To me, that's the forward line. And like I say, I went back, mentioned it. We're now playing 100 minutes. So I expect Pellistri at some time to get a game. Maybe half an hour, something like that.
Are you talking about this Saturday? You expect Pellistri to get minutes on Saturday?
I do, yeah. I expect him to get minutes on Saturday because I don't think Rashford will do 90 minutes on the right. I think he'll come over. Garnacho has to now show that he can keep 90 minutes on the field and not just 45 or just come on as sub. He needs game and he has to prove himself. But Pellistri, I think if he comes on, he has to work hard, and I think he will work hard. This kid wants it.
Yeah, I'm going to go against what you've said there. I've got a different opinion on it. I think on the right-hand side, Pellistri has to start. I think he's shown enough in pre-season and the glimpses that we've seen last season as well that he deserves a start. And I'm sure some of you out there have seen his comments this week on the training methods, what he expects of himself and the standards at Manchester United. And I thought it was really mature, the comments that he come out with in what he has to put into to get a start at this club. So for me, I'd be more than happy to see Pellistri start on the right, Rashford on the left, and then you boy, Højlund up top, making his debut at Old Trafford. I think that's a strong front three. That
I think what you've got to do, from my point of view, I'm looking at the 3 games here in a week. I'm looking at the Bayern Munich game in midweek and then the Burnley game. And that's why I think you'll see Garnacho and Rashford start along with Højlund. And I think if there's anything goes wrong with these players, Pellistri's there, ready to jump in. That's how I see it. I think this coming back from an international break, it's always difficult to get your rhythm going. And I think what Ten Hag will do, he'll trust Garnacho and Rashford on the pitch, and he's got Højlund there. So it's going to be exciting because you've now got 3 proper wingers, what can be on that pitch, supplying Højlund. Can't wait, me.
Yeah, like you talk about the right-hand side, what we've been discussing. He has got options to play there. He's got Pellistri, Bruno, Rashford and Garnacho who could all play on that right-hand side. So it'd be interesting to see. But, you've got your front three, I've got mine. Let us know what your front three would be. But the next one really is midfield. Will we see Sofyan Amrabat make his debut for United this week?
I think it's a bit early. I think he got sent home with a little bit of a niggle. Maybe he won't get in this team. I think it'll be Casemiro, Eriksen again and Bruno Fernandes. That's how I see it. I don't think he'll really take a chance at this moment in time. So to me, that's the 3. I can't see it any other way.
Yeah, I just think obviously Casemiro in the midfield in that pivot role. Bruno Fernandes for me, and I think he probably will go with Eriksen. I do think we're going to need someone with the creativity in the midfield with Eriksen, who's calm and comfortable on the ball. Because Brighton will come at us. They're a team with pace. They will press us, and we need someone who's capable from bringing the ball out from the back and who can turn and create goals. But I think will he get some minutes, Amrabat? I'm thinking about that Bayern Munich game as well next week. I think Ten Hag would be wise to give certain players. McTominay's been in great form on the internationals, and you just think there's headaches there for him. Does McTominay deserve to start over Amrabat? If that decision is made between him and Eriksen.
I think you'll see Amrabat at some point in the next week. I'm not sure which game.
Do you think it'd be better for him then to start or get more minutes against Burnley away next week than it will be for Brighton at home?
No, I think if the game's going well and he's on the bench, Amrabat, I think he'll get game time.
Yeah.
I think most of the subs will be used because this will be a fast game. You look at Zerbi here, he's improving this side, what was a good side last year. And I'm actually shocked at it, really, that they have improved under him. But the thing is, this game, they've got a worry, and their worry is their forwards. They're all looking as though some of them might not make this. So we've got a good chance to get a win here. It'll be tough, but I think United will just creep this.
Yeah, no, just thinking about that left-hand side. I think has it been James Milner who's been playing right back for Brighton recently? You know, you're looking down on that left-hand side. Who would probably get more joy for us? Would it be Rashford? Would it be Garnacho? You know, I'm sure whoever starts on that left-hand side, they'll be licking the lips coming up against James Milner with the pace that Rashford or Garnacho's got, surely.
Well, what it is with Brighton, the way they play, the way I see it, you tell me if you see it differently. I see them pushing all the time. So I've got a great hope that whether it's Garnacho or Rashford on the left, they will get that space because they will create space. But it's all down to United taking them chances early on. And you've got to kick this Brighton down. And once you've got them down, keep them down because they will keep coming at you. They will keep coming forward. Zerbi's got them playing, attacking football, all working together. They don't hang about with the ball. It's one touch and away they go. That's how I see it.
Yeah, you look at it at the back as well, Lewis Dunk, you know, the way he sets it up as well, very calm and composed on the ball, and it's like he tries and sucks in the attackers from the opposition as well, you know, to then beat the press. And I really like that Lewis Dunk, to be honest with you. I think he's a really good player. And, you know, from when he gets the ball and he passes it into midfield, sometimes Brighton could be 1 or 2 touches and they're in the opposition's half and they're on an attack. So our midfield have got to be strong as well. We can't be having that, what we're seeing, especially in the first 2 games, with big gaps in midfield, because if there is, you know, Brighton they could run riot.
I don't think this Højlund's going to give him a minute's peace.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a beast of a player start this game and go straight for it and put the pressure on that Brighton. Because when I've seen Brighton, they seem to be having too much time. And I think with United, we'll press. The 2 forwards will press. They'll work back. And I think Højlund will be up there and he will be at it. And this, well, their centre halves are in for a tough game here because he's got a lot to prove. It's his home debut. It's a full house and the crowd will be up for it. And I just can't wait. Brighton will get pushed, and I think United here will edge it. And I've got to put my score in now because I'm getting a little bit giddy. Already,
he's going soon already.
Yeah,
Go on, get
soon.
it in. Let's see if he changes it by the end.
I'm going 2-1 me. I actually think, I mean, United have been beat the last 3 Premier League games by him, right? But I think United being at home, and I think with everything what's gone on outside the club, inside the club, the chaos, everything, Erik Ten Hag did say these players are motivated. So I believe him. And I think tomorrow, with Højlund on there, I think the players will be motivated. You've got Martinez, Lindelof back there. You'll have Dalot. You'll have Wan-Bissaka there. Strong back 4. Onana there. I think this is a game. A lot of people are going to be surprised at how good Man United are. Everything. I looked at Erik Ten Hag, right? and he's mad for it. He's really mad for it. He's motivated. He's telling us the players are motivated for it. I thought today, looking at him, excellent. And it's given me a bit more oomph for tomorrow. And I wasn't too sure. But listening to him, he's confident. I'm confident. And that's all it is.
Yeah, just going back onto Højlund as well. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he makes his Old Trafford debut tomorrow and starts the game. But, you know, with Højlund, the type of player he is, you know, tall lad, physical player, do you think we'll start to see more crosses put into the box from the wide areas from, let's say, Rashford and Pellistri if they do start on Saturday?
Yeah, you've got to have more crosses when you've got a big lad like him who wants the ball and that. But I think what it is, when you look at the wingers, I think there'll be more space for him because you've got such a lad there who will need looking after. Not by one player. There's going to have 2 players on this fella, and they're going to have to watch him because he's going to be moving about a lot better than what we've seen in the past. So I think space is going to be created, and I think really the wingers, whoever they are, I think it's going to be a little bit more easier to get behind him and through him because the space is going to be there for him. And that's what I can't wait for. I just want the early ball from the midfield, going from the back to the midfield and quickly up front. And I just want the goals. I think tomorrow we're going to race into a 2-0 lead and then kill it.
Okay. Let us know your score predictions as well and all your thoughts on the game. But yeah, I totally get what you mean with Højlund. He looks like that type of player who will drag the defenders out of the position, drag him into space for the others to create and run forward. But yeah, let us know how excited you are to see Højlund this weekend. Going more towards the back four. We've got Dalot there at left back. Do you expect that to stay the same? I thought he had a great game against Arsenal, to be fair, especially on the back post when them crosses come in. I think defensively, the way he gets the ball out away from the danger area, I think he's spot on, the lad.
Yeah, Ten Hag there. No worries about Lindelof. He's been away with the international team. He's trained well. He's ready for the game. And he clearly said Martinez is fit and he's ready. So there's no doubts there. Them two together is the best centre-half pairing we've got at the moment. Varane's injured. That's it. Don't know when he'll be back. Needs to come back.
We'd be going off on Dalot there, not mentioning him. So you agree, Dalot at left back?
Oh, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, Dalot at left back. I thought he had an excellent game at Arsenal. A lot of people were worried about him, thinking he's not good enough. Didn't think he'd be able to do it against Saka. Absolutely brilliant, I thought, to go in. Big, tough game like that against Arsenal. The pressure was on Dalot, and he stood up to it like a man, and it was excellent to see. And Wan-Bissaka the same, to be honest.
Yeah, don't get me wrong on that. Our left-hand side, their right-hand side, you know, they've got Solly March, who I don't think gets enough credit, to be honest with you, out there in the media and from certain fans. It's always like pinpointing Matoma on the opposite side. I don't know if it's something to do with these FIFA guys who are out there or that football manager. But for me, that Solly March is a big threat. I think he's already scored 3 goals already in the Premier League this season. And for me, I think he'll be a real threat for Brighton, especially when they're counter-attacking down that right-hand side. So we could do with another solid performance from Dalot, like he done at Arsenal against Saka, to be honest with you, because I think that'll be a one to watch between them two.
It's the same thing again, solid performance by Dalot, but what you have to have is a solid performance by the midfield. They're good. They're quick in midfield. So the two wingers have to do what they did against Arsenal for at least 80 minutes of that game. They have to come back and help. And I never seen anybody criticise that midfield against Arsenal until the injuries started piling up. They worked well, and that was the best performance, I thought, from a midfield where they actually stopped the opposition coming through and creating, and then just sort of like waltzing right through. They stopped it at Arsenal, so I'm hoping for exactly the same again today.
Yeah, Bruno or whoever's in that midfield area with Bruno, they will need to go and push and press on that Gross and Billy Gilmore if them two start the game as well, because I've been impressed by them two at the start of the season.
Yeah, well, you know, I look at Brighton there. I'm impressed with everything, the setup, the way they play football, the togetherness. And because it's Brighton, I don't think they get the credit what they actually deserve. I think they've been playing excellent football for the last couple of years. And like I said at the start there, Zerbi there, I think
he's took it onto another level though than Potter though.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt he has. He's improved this side, and they were a very good side. And a lot of teams do not like playing this Brighton because they are good at football and they just go through it. The problem I've seen with Brighton a couple of times is when they do play bad, they play bad.
They like capitulate a little bit, but
yes,
I don't think we can throw stones how we were playing last season, especially away from home.
No, I'm not throwing stones.
I'm just saying.
I'm not throwing stones at them. I just think that sometimes when they do get beat, the beat and the well beat, do you know what I mean? So for me, Brighton coming to Old Trafford tomorrow, they'll want to do it again. And I look at it, it's the only team Erik Ten Hag's lost to at Old Trafford, and that's Brighton.
No,
so,
in the Premier League.
In the Premier League. Yeah. In the Premier League. So I think he'll want to get a little bit of revenge on that. So that'll be in his mind as well.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Brighton, the manager, the players, but more importantly, you only get that if you've got a good structure inside the club, and that's what Brighton have got. They seem like they've got a decent chairman, decent football people as well behind the scenes with the recruitment and getting certain players in, and getting them in for good money, then selling them on. So I'm really impressed with that. And Brighton to me, it's like the English version of like Red Bull, like Leipzig and Salzburg. in Europe. So
Well, it's the English version of how United used to be years ago under Fergie. So there's a little bit of an embarrassment from the size of our club looking at Brighton with how a football club should be run. So let's hope Erik Ten Hag this year gets it all right, gets a lot of work done, gets the right people in, gets the right people out, and turn it to a proper football club, just like Brighton is, because it is a proper run football club. And congratulations to him, because excellent run.
Yeah, like we discussed earlier on, the good news, Martinez looks like he'll get a start. Partner with Lindelof in centre defence, but I expect Evan Ferguson to start for Brighton in this one. There's been rumours about him being doubtful and he might not make this game, but I think he'll spring a surprise and he'll start the game. And what a start to the season he's had, and a lot of people out there who are United fans wanted Evan Ferguson this summer or even next summer.
Yeah, there's probably an option. United will look at him next summer, but I think the rumours are too strong for him playing. So I'm not really expecting him to play tomorrow. I'm not too worried about him. They've got the forwards. They've got the type of football. I don't think they'll miss him. If he's not playing, I don't think. No,
I think he's special, me. I think any team right now in the form that he's in, the way I've seen him play in 2 or 3 games they've played already this season, I think they'd miss Evan Ferguson, and I think a lot of teams out there would miss him the way he is in form at the moment. I think he's a great player.
The game, I'm not saying he isn't a great player. I just look at Brighton and they don't seem to worry if they seem to miss a big player. They seem to carry on in the same style. That's what I'm saying. That the football they play will carry on regardless of who they've got. If they've got a player missing up front, player at the back, or a player in midfield, they know what they're doing. The proper structure, the proper coach, and they all want it, and that's what I like to see.
Yeah, I just think with Evan Ferguson, I know what you're saying now. You know, they've got players who can just come in and fit into that mould of what the previous players were playing. Yeah. And that's exactly what Pep Guardiola's got at Manchester City. You know, if they lose a big player in the game, they can bring a young kid on from the academy. He's suited to the way they play. He's been taught it since a young kid, and he goes in there and does what Pep wants. And it's similar to how Zerbi's got it at Brighton. But for me, it'd be a lot easier for Lindelof and Martinez if Ferguson won't play him. But let us know what you think about Ferguson, because I really do rate the kid. Going back into the chat, Ryan says, thought that was a brilliant press conference from Erik Ten Hag, lads. And delighted to see the manager is getting control over these prima donna footballers. They need hardened and told Manchester United that they're the team. I think I got a bit lost with your comment at the end there, Ryan, but finally got through it.
Yeah, he's going on about Erik Ten Hag, how strong he looked and everything else like that. And he did look strong. He looked powerful. He knew what was coming before that press conference, and he was ready. But he was ready with the right question, the right answers, and the way he sort of like went on about standards and everything, and also explained that the club asked him to set the standards. In other words, you're in charge, you've got the power. So it's clear to everyone what's coming, what's been going on. But it was clearly telling everybody that this club before he come in was an absolute shambles on and off the pitch.
Yeah, ability to talk fun. I like that one. Some of the usernames on here, they do crack me up. I no longer listen to other channels about Manchester United. I now wait for this channel to upload something, arguably the best Manchester United channel on YouTube, and that's very kind words from yourself, mate. It's much appreciated, and everyone else out there who supports the channel. Anything to add before we go? I think we've gone through everything, but if there's nothing out, if there's something out there you don't think we've gone through, just get it in the chat before we go and we'll discuss it.
Yeah, I think what's name it, when he batted away Erik Ten Hag in the press conference, he batted away the Sancho question. I think he's already said what he needs to say on it. You know, he knows, and he's telling us, look, he's not capable of Erik Ten Hag standards. That's what he's saying. And from my point of view, looking at Sancho, I just don't think he cares. I think that's what he's been like right the way through his football. He'll do certain things for a period of time, and then he'll just go back into his old routine. I think that's just the way he is. And United have just had enough now. Erik Ten Hag, clearly, you're not capable of his standards. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, Jam United, can't wait to see a proper centre forward actually putting a shift in. Hope his attitude and his work rate runs off on the rest of the team, and let's hope it rubs off on Anthony Martial. Turned up to training at the wrong time, was it yesterday? So hopefully they'll get an hotel room for him in the training ground, because how you actually turn up to training at the wrong time. Imagine turning up to work at the wrong time.
3 hours.
You actually does that.
3 hours early. It tells you what's going on in and around Anthony Martial, who he's communicating with. It just reminded me of Bailly. He turned up for training the day before. No one's talking to him. He's not communicating. He's not mixing with the squad. Well, for Anthony Martial to turn up training 3 hours before, not knowing the time, he clearly isn't communicating with people within that squad. So, baffling really, but not surprising.
Erik Ten Hag press conference counts for nothing. If the players don't respond on the pitch, I understand with that. I have yet to see any sort of recognisable system from the manager. So you're telling me you've been watching United for the last 12 to 14 months and you haven't seen changes in the system, the playing style? I think you surely have, from what it was under Ranić and Solskjaer.
I think
that's got to be a wind-up, mate. Surely.
Yeah, I think you've seen this, the systems change and a style of play what Erik Ten Hag wants. And what's happened is some of these players weren't capable. When you include people like Sancho playing, and he had a great run getting in this team, and he couldn't do it, but he kept with him. So it's the players what are failing this system. When you look at people like Harry Maguire, can't do it in this system. Donny van der Beek, if you look at not Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, a player I like, he obviously, under Erik Ten Hag, thinks he can't do it. Played him last year, got injured, but he played him, can't do it. It's not the system, it's the players.
I think with Scott McTominay, I do like him in certain situations against certain teams. I think he's very good defensively as well, you know, doing that against set pieces, but you need more than that. And I think with Scott McTominay, he's just not as comfortable as like Casemiro, Bruno, Eriksen in receiving the ball, you know, with his back, with his front to our goal and then turning on it. I think he gets caught too many times, Scott. But, you know, we had the discussion a few weeks ago. For me, if Harry Maguire had to play at centre defence, I'd sooner have Scott McTominay in the heart of centre defence over Harry Maguire. I think he's better on the ball. He can at least run with the ball going forward and bring it out of defence. It's just receiving it from his back forward, in my eyes, when he's front to goal.
Yeah, he's got limitations. Erik Ten Hag can clearly see that. He's not capable of doing what Erik Ten Hag wants for 90 minutes. And there's been quite a few players out there on the pitch. So really, the players haven't done the job to the system, weren't capable, and Erik Ten Hag is slowly but surely going to get this right. And I thought against Arsenal, I thought the tactics, everything was spot on, absolutely spot on. And we all know the reason why it collapsed, because of the last 10 minutes when the injuries come in. But the tactics from Erik Ten Hag and the response from the players, they were all motivated. They all wanted it.
Yeah.
And the same will be tomorrow against Brighton.
Same will be tomorrow. Score prediction was 2-1. Let us know your score predictions in the comments below the video. I'm going to go a 3-3. High scoring game, I think. Yeah, tomorrow. And I think it will be a good game, especially for the neutrals to watch. Obviously, my heart always says a Manchester United win, but I just think with Brighton, a very, very good team. I don't think they can be disrespected. Manchester United at the moment, a few little on-field and off-field problems. You know, will that affect them on Saturday? I'm not too sure, but you know, to come away with a draw with the last 3 games against them, we've been beaten. I'd probably take that, to be honest with you, and then on to Bayern Munich next week.
Yeah, I just think United will get straight at them. And I think with the arrival of Højlund, I think the lift, that'll give the players. It'll also give another dimension for another out ball as well, a quicker out ball. So I think the game will suit United tomorrow. It'll be fast. The players will chase. And having someone there, I think that, and as Erik Ten Hag said, the players are motivated. And I think that Højlund is part of that motivation.
No, I totally agree with you. I'm looking forward to Højlund's debut. I just think defensively, we've just got to be bang on it, you know, not just from the defence, the whole team defensively, even the wide players tucking in when they need to, helping out the midfield.
That's what I expect.
And I think they've all got to watch out for the runners, because they've got people on the top of that attack who will cause us problems and capable of scoring goals. But, you know, let's hope for a Manchester United win. I'm going for a draw. Let us know what you think. Just like to thank everyone for joining us today for today's match preview. We will be back straight after the game with either a live video, so you can all come and get involved and review the match, or we'll do 2 videos straight after the game with a match reaction.
So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, get the notifications on, and you enjoy the rest of your Friday, and we'll see you again straight after the game. Much love to everyone out there who watches the videos. Thank you.
Thank you.